team in the country, the Colorado Buffaloes, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Buffaloes will boot it away to start the game. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 20. Getting set for first down. Looking to move it through the air. Finds his man. It's Freeman. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advancing.
Takes the handoff. It's Gordon. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. The Cowboys will hustle to the line. Tackled after picking up the first down. Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D.
And that's back-to-back now. We've seen this running back get it done on their opening drive of the game. That last carry got the first down. So if I'm the offensive coordinator right now, I love the way my O-line's playing, and I love the way this guy's toting the rock. I'm going to give it to him again.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
A third and long coming up here. Quarterback checking off. Looking to pass. It's Bowman. Unloads to the wideout. And they can't make the connection on third down.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The completion well past the sticks. Big gain on that one as he stepped out of bounds with a first down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
In the red area, it's Gordon. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Leaves it with the back. Snowed under after a pickup of 2. They'll mark it at the 8. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. From the gun, wants to pass. And that third down pass left a vapor trail, but it's incomplete.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
It's good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
And the returner will be brought down. A first down for the offense. They'll put the tight end in motion. On the ground, it's Hayden. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hunter. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And that's the danger. When you've got a receiver like that, if you blitz and you're playing man coverage, he's one-on-one, and he's going to burn you if you don't get home to the quarterback.
He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
The Buffaloes will have it 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm now. They're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. The give to the back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Oklahoma State 3, Colorado 0.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. They move the tight end all over. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And he needed 1 yard, and he didn't get it. The defense won the battle up front.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
Maybe a little long for a field goal, definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice here as they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it past the marker. And the Buffaloes will keep this drive going.
Nice execution by the offense on 3rd down, understanding what they had to do to get the first down, pass complete, move the sticks, new set of downs.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. They knock him down inside the 30 at the 29. It's a pickup of 6.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Looking to throw at Sanders. He makes the catch. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. They want to throw it. He makes a grab. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Timeout, Oklahoma State.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Pushes ahead. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Colorado! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead.
That makes the score. Colorado.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Back to throw, it's Bowman. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Looking to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the right. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Brings up 2nd down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll leave it with him. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. Quarterback checking the play. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds a soft spot in the middle. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Cowboys!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense, man. Late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution of the drive by that offense.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Colorado Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Back to pass, it's Sanders. Fires the pass, intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Caught over the middle, it's Freeman. And the defense was right there to make the tackle, but not before they get it to the 12 and set up in the red zone. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Wants to throw on first down. He wants it all. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Bringing it back. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. About the only good thing that happened for the offense on that play, at least it wasn't a pick six. What a return.
Yeah, that didn't look good for the offense. You know all those big fellas, those O-linemen, they're not going to be able to go make the play. So as the DB getting the interception, you know if you can break that play and you can get past that level, it might be to the house. It might be to the crib. Lucky that wasn't a pick six if you're on offense.
One more snap coming before halftime. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Here comes the offense on first down. Dropping back, it's Sanders. Fires toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Oklahoma State Colorado 7.
And the Cowboys will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Low-scoring first half, but now an opportunity to get things off on the right foot here in the third quarter.
Well, and the good thing is you had time to go in the locker room. You had time to discuss what they're doing, what our plan of action is now moving forward, Palmer. They might have caught them off guard a little bit. They know they should have made some adjustments.
Yeah, you had a chance to regroup and go back and think about, okay, where do we think we have our best chance of success in this game? Which side of the offensive line can we run to? Which guy can we throw to hopefully now have a much better second half?
Looking to pass on second down. He'll take a deep shot here. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, you're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball games, the analytics don't work for every single situation. And right now, you've set them up. I just hope this one doesn't come back to bite you right in the hind.
Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Quarterback will audible. Back to throw, it's Bowman. Coming after it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in.
The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
And that's a really good example of a quarterback and his intended target both being on the same page. The timing was almost perfect on that play. That's why they were able to convert the third down, now setting up first and goal.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Wants to fire on second down. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Tight ends are supposed to be the quarterback's security blanket, especially down here in the red zone. And that time, he just dropped it.
After back-to-back misfires, they're hoping this time's the charm on third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. And the defense drags him down. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on third down. Instead, they're staring at fourth.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense
pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys! A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You, keep being aggressive.
Going downfield for the big play. Fires into traffic, intercepted. They got him down quickly after the pick, but he'd already made the biggest play, and they've got it at the 38.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel in the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
A little screen to the running back. He makes the stop, but a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves them in second and manageable.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slip in the running back screen, and behind it, there was nobody there to make a tackle, and this offense generates a massive play.
And still a few inches short of the sticks as they come to the line for second down. The give out of the gun. The Cowboys are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks.
Well, they picked up that first running the football. That's good news for an offensive line that really has been getting pushed around and bullied in this game so far. Let's see what happens moving forward.
Ball spotted at the 27. It's 1st and 10.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Right back to the well. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Oklahoma State 17, Colorado 7.
On the double.
2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work.
Here we go.
Looking downfield, it's Bowman. The quick out. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
And the Cowboys are rolling down the field. The give and tick, 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 tick. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
On the
To have any chance in the world, this defense has to come up with a stop on 1st and goal.
29 Philly. 2 ready.
They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And the offense trying now to put this thing away. They're going to keep running the football to keep bleeding the clock. They've got the lead here late, now down by the goal line. Just take as many seconds off the clock as you can before snapping this football and keep running it.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. You'd love to get the score right now, but you also want to make sure, if you can, that the clock keeps moving.
So let's do both. Let's run the football, keep it on the ground, run the play clock down, but don't turn away a touchdown. If you're getting close and you can get in, take the 2-possession lead, end this ball game.
And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain.
Yeah, not enough movement up front. You got to be a little bit more physical with this offense, but now it's 4th and 1. Another opportunity. You go for it there, you pick up some yardage. Now you made it a little bit short. Now this offense has really got to get physical.
The offense didn't even glance to the sidelines. They'll stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. Now on the option. Now the toss. Into the end zone he goes. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Cowboys. Game is essentially over right now, and you wonder if it's really necessary to jack up the score like this.
It might not be necessary, but it won't be forgotten. I can tell you that, because coaches, they don't forget things like this. Late in games, you want to run the score, get that extra touchdown. I'll get the chance in the future to do this back to you. I like it. Just keep it in the back of your mind.
And that extra point is a big one, as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Coming out with it, it's Horn. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Dropping back, it's Sanders. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game. What can they pull out of the playbook here on 2nd and long from the 17? He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go.
Timeout, Colorado.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. On 4th down, looking to pass. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
Yeah, how about that, man? 4th down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick. Not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
Well, how about this one? A fun one. These guys came in as underdogs, and they walk out as the winner.
They didn't care they were unranked. That's not what they were worried about. Oh, this team's ranked. They weren't looking at it any different. They were looking to come in and get the W and execute. Great job believing they could come, Jesse, and knock them off.
Yeah, you're right, David. This team came in with something to prove, and they knew they had a national audience that was going to be paying attention to this game. What a great job going out under the lights, big-time stage against a ranked opponent, and really putting their A game out there on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.